what we did is that I felt in this community that we really lacked not having women communicating with women supporting each other, but most importantly, have women buy homes, why they buy homes, and where they go. So we started to trade NAWRB almost 10 years ago, and its whole significance is for the women's economic growth, whether from a C-suite woman, which is a woman who runs her own company, all the way down to women's poverty. When I saw the statistics of women's poverty, I was appalled of how bad things have gotten for women compared to anything else that's going on, because we are single mothers, and we're coupled. It doesn't matter if they're married or not, but we're coupled with a significant other. Okay? So here we are, like I said, the NDLC, which is what I'm the chairman, and like I said, Vanessa's the co-chair. We advocate for women's gender equality, raising the utilization of women-owned businesses, and providing women the tools and opportunities for economic expansion and growth. By increasing women's homeownership, we can leverage the entrepreneurial strength of women and help bring the awareness of women's poverty. So, one of the things that I love to talk about that happened to me 2 months ago, I got to speak at the United Nations. In 2030, they have Sustainable Goals 17, and one of them, obviously, there's several things about women issues in there. They brought together 17 women together, and these women, 5 of them were first ladies, 1 was a president, and they all came from some version of the African continents, okay? So to have that opportunity, I represent the United States and these 16 other women in a room. The Secret Service could not get them out of the room because we were bonding so incredibly. And it took me 5 weeks to come down the high to have a conversation about these issues that women have on a worldwide basis. Whether it comes to homeownership, whether it comes to gender issues, whether it comes from emerging countries, from innovation and economic growth. So everyone that thinks that the United States has got it good and other countries have it worse, or vice versa, there was so much similarities that were in that room. I was nervous as could be all get out to get up there on the stage and speak. It was done. It was so powerful. So those are things. And so yeah, I got some pretty cool words that they like to put out there about me. Anyway, so women homebuyers are the most exciting, fastest growing segment today. The reason I want to focus on it, how many in this room have ever seen an ad targeted to women homebuyers? You've got every other ethnicity, diversity, impact, but never for women. I mean, pale not to stand in front of them. Sorry, I like to move along. In 2015, the female homeownership rate in one-person households was 24.5% higher than that of male in the same category. Single women make up 13%, while men only make up 4.8%. I think you might see an ad about women someday, right? According to Bureau of Labor Statistics, it says in 2014, female full-time wage and salary workers aged 25 and older with only high school only made $578 a week, but with a bachelor's degree or higher made $1,049. Did you know that women are graduating with higher degrees and are also graduating with more pay than ever in the history, more than men? But did you also know that women's poverty for millennials right now is 25% higher, sorry, 37% higher than any previous generation before? The millennials are living in poverty, the women, than any previous generation before. How could that be? We're graduating with higher education, more pay, because we're picking subjects that don't pay well. And we're picking subjects that don't have jobs. And we're going to very high student debt. And in NAWRB, we came up with a slogan called Women's Homeownership is the dream, stability, and sanctuary. The joke I made when it came, I didn't want anyone to be robotic. Look what's going on in America right now. Sexual harassment, The media is addressed in it every which way. You've had faith in every single speaker or media publication that you've ever dreamed of. They've interviewed, Matt Lowry interviewed 4 women for sexual harassment. Kevin Spacey, all of those. And look what happened to him. The impact is that what's going to happen to our children when we go to school if you can no longer hug them. You can't talk to them. You can't talk to them. The pendulum happened from getting a loan to where they gave non-existent people loans with no Social Security now, didn't exist. There was a fast and easy. I got 20 of those loans. 10 in my name, 10 in my husband's name, for showing that I had a driver's license. I still own it. One of the few that still paid my debt. But my point is that that was free money. Pendulum swung back, but no one could get a loan, right? What's going to happen with the media that you can't talk to someone because you could be considered flirting with them or being construed as being sexual harassment? That becomes robotic. Children need to have nurturing. They have to be able to engage. Story real quick. My husband that you all met outside, his mother is a retired kindergarten teacher for 58 years, I believe, in the Garden Grove School District right down the street. She taught mentally and physically challenged kindergarten students, and they had a better success rate than the first grade readers because of how she hugged and nurtured every single one of them. She had a waiting line to get into there, and they were fully functioning children versus a handicapped in some way, or challenged, as they call it today. So the idea is that if we can't touch our children, the roboticness is that I'm talking about is why we call it the sanctuary, where a woman can go into her home, and her square, and have her peace of mind. It's not just about love. So Cemented Prison Economic Foundation, we can talk about all day, secures professional progress, but serves as a sanctuary for women and their families between bullying, between a place that they don't, I can paint my walls hot pink. If you've ever seen my home, it is an antique warehouse. There is not enough room to get in my closet like this, okay? It's what it is. But that's the way I live.
It's
I
true,
have 4
guys.
boys. Huh?
It's true.
Thank you, Serena. It's got a lot worse since you last seen it. I literally have more antiques than most warehouses have in their house. And I have 182 potted plants in my yard. So I'm an estate sale fanatic. I buy 3 cents on the dollar for everything I buy. As women homeowners grow in numbers, they're paving the way for the future generations to come, obviously. So sanctuary, a place to call her own. Obviously, it creates economic wealth, but it's a better life. You heard the video that she presented. Did you see when the mother was crying and they talked about the divorce and the oldest boy was shaking his head? It's not, I'm divorcee, remarried. I have 2 older, 2 younger, 33 to 20 are my 4 boys, my 3rd child out there. That it's not just the conversation that you have with your significant other. The children in the room, I don't care how old or how young they are, they will be impacted as much or more than you will. And especially when it's in a homeownership environment or a live-in arrangement. Home is supposed to be a place that they can feel comfortable and not be impacted about what's happening around them in any aspect, right? Stable location for home-based women entrepreneurs. Did you know that women are growing their businesses 1.5 times faster than any other avenue out there? And they're actually building homes like NAWRB and other places are actually building your business in your home because no one's going out and doing brick and mortar anymore, meaning that they work for home, right? So single women pursue happiness, homeownership pursues happiness for various reasons, but they all relate to the desire for freedom and where they want to live and how. So here's a lady, she's 35 years old, bought her first home in upstate New York. I didn't want to wait until marriage to buy. I had the money, so I thought, what am I going to do with it? The mortgage with taxes and insurance is comparable to rent, and there's freedom in owning. I can paint my walls hot pink if I want. A lady in her late 30s bought her dream home in San Francisco for her dream dog. I always wanted to be a homeowner. I didn't care if I had a partner or not. I wanted a backyard so I could have a dog I always wanted. Another lady, 30-something writer in Denver, did not need a partner to buy her home. I'm so happy, I've completely changed how I feel connected to the place where I'm living. It's one of the best things I've ever done. A fashion executive in New York City felt psychological fulfillment when she bought her one-bedroom home. Now, mind you, it was less than 600 square feet. It's in my 40s, I looked at my life and was like, I'm not married. I don't have kids. I can live alone and fabulously. I feel empowered. Women desire to own a home, start building their wealth, close to family and friends, have a stable home to raise their children, have a property fit for pets, renovate and decorate their homes however they want, or feel truly connected to where they live and relax. Single women are not waiting for marriage. They will make the necessary sacrifices, whether it means taking a second job or adjusting their budget to qualify for a mortgage. Do you know that San Francisco, New York, Newport are the highest ranking, pretty much in the top 10, single women? Okay, so let's talk about the differences between buying if you're a single woman and couples. Obviously, couples have more buying power than single homeowners because they have two sources of income to pull from. According to NAWRB, they have $99,000, okay, an annual income. They have, obviously, the stringent lending standards. It's difficult for singles applying for loans. And do you know that single women homebuyers increased from 15 to 17% last year? So you be in the room, you're doing the age. Single women buying as many homes as 70% compared to 7. Big numbers. Key single women are independent. All home buying decisions, including where they live, payment affordability, decorations, etc., will be made for and by them. Working women will have limited time to dedicate to searching for a home. How many times do you get a call there's a salesman pitch? I don't have time, I gotta take my kids, I gotta take them here, I gotta do this, I gotta do this errand, okay? You don't want to be bothered. So a lot of women are tending to they want to deal with something online. They want to be reading on their own terms, and their own time. How many of you know that women who run their own companies and or travel and or are trying to make an edge to get faster work between 11 p.m. and 1 a.m.? I get more responses and faster responses between 11 p.m. and 1 a.m. Gotta love my time schedule, right? When I can get on an airplane and see the same women taking a red eye to the East Coast, that's scary, but I do. So working women have limited time. They're truly taking steps to ensure their financial stability and future, whether they have a partner. Size may not be important as location as amenity. So when I'm single, I'm going to want to buy in the city. I want to buy that everything's completely done. I don't have to do anything because time is more valuable to me than anything else commodity I have. It has to be just done. When I walk in, here's a toothbrush, here's a clothes, thank you very much. I get an airplane, I can travel and go wherever I want. Oops. Okay, so want to buy their home for their, okay, so let's go back. They also, we heard about the furry companion. How many of you think I'm crazy? I adopted 3 furry puppies at 8.5 weeks in the last year. They all sleep with me in my bed with my husband. If I don't like him, he's out there. Being honest. Childless, they don't talk back to me, and they cuddle and love me more than anything. Jay, we still love you occasionally. Childless women who own pets typically value them as if their own children and will go to great lengths and expense. The average cost of a pet is $50,000 in the life of a pet, without having serious medical conditions. So get pet insurance. And hence he's gone now, taking her in for a medical checkup right now. Desire to be very close to a particular amenity or convenience. Did you know I've had clients that would not buy a home unless it was within 2 blocks of Starbucks? Sounds like me. Okay. Or an airport. I don't like making flies a lot. In fact, I just flew in from New York 2 days ago. I fly out tomorrow, go to DC and Miami to go speak at family offices. Crazy schedule. Then, less maintenance, more automated, upgradable, and sacrifice size. Price point for convenience is not as important. Proximity to the widest range of amenities within 5 miles and closer, especially within urban cities. Luxury markets tend to be the best in value in area versus going to the best. What I mean by that, I don't care how much money you have or don't have. That 5-mile radius is so important because your time to drive there, drop them off, pick them up, especially as children, gotta take pets here, whatever. In New York, it's 3 blocks. It ain't 5 miles. I have a lady that works I just met with a client, lives 10 blocks from her office and refuses to go anywhere outside that 10 blocks in New York. Okay. Not like mine, bless you. Single mothers will be working with a limited income, saving money, but likely to be difficult due to child-related expenses. You know, when I was taking my kids to daycare, it was killing me. Imagine today. I don't even want to know how much it costs to take care of kids these days. Singles mother want a larger home to raise your children and are looking for long-term growth if possible. They're willing, obviously, to sacrifice amenities or upgrades for size. Because when I bought my home in Irvine, we had hardwood floors. Didn't like it when I'm gone. I let my kids rollerblade in the house on those hardwood floors until I could afford to replace them because I had a very little backyard. We had postage up. It wasn't even half the size of this office, this room here. So to me, couldn't afford the bigger size, but I was willing to let them sacrifice the inside so they could have a place to play. Provide a safe, supportive community with a low crime rate, obviously, reputable education system, and good infrastructure with basic amenities, like transportation, shopping, hospitals, and parks. Because when I was doing so many houses in the foreclosure area, I had 10 in one street, Marina Valley one time. It was called Marina Valley. And the impact was that they fixed the home, but they didn't fix the park. They didn't fix the commercial strip mall. They didn't fix where I needed to go. So we had to create a special way to get them to give back to improve that. And that's what we worked on. So very important that that infrastructure has to be there. Obviously, the smart home technology, including secure alarms, intercom systems, remote access, and heights will appeal to the singer's mother. Having someone walk in unexpectedly, right? I had a lady who's been married for 26 years, very, very well off. She says, Desiree, I became single, I moved, and I didn't have a ladder to go change the light bulb outside. It's just a bigger deal. I mean, think about something simple like that, right? She had someone else didn't have all the equipment. I'm a handyman extraordinaire, so I own all of that equipment, whether it be fixing cars or fixing yards or fixing all that stuff. I do everything. There's no in my vocabulary. So those are things that we need to think about, right? Want a home that makes their lives easier in all aspects, a place to mentally unwind and have their freedom or sanctuary. All the men, close your ears for a sec. 45 to 50, we walk home, we take all the clothes off, we strip everything off. We want freedom of our body. We want freedom of our mind. Because if we don't get at least an hour or two to have a time to regress and have thought process on what our day, our week, our month, our year is going to be like, how can we better serve our community and most importantly our family and our children? Hence the word sanctuary, of the love of where we are. It doesn't have to be the sanctuary that you love the building, but it's a place that you feel secure enough and have a sense of establishment that this is mine and I'll get to it when I get to it. Right? Working mothers, like single women, have limited time on their hands. However, single mothers are crunched even more for time being a mother and a job as a self. Right? I remember having 2 children, going through divorce, getting remarried, having 2 more children. That time in between was very hectic. Had to really lean on my father. Drove an hour and a half every day to come down and see me, help me, especially when I got sick. You know, car breaks down, whatever. Those sources, like NAWRB Works, like all these other programs, they're here to help you wholesomely not just get a loan. That counseling would be your back. And that's when we talk about tribes of women communicating. Think about this. When you go to a party, let's say it's Latino focused, you know what kind of music, you know what kind of clothes, you know what kind of food they're served. Go to a women's party. You know what kind of food, what kind of dress, and what kind of music. All bets are off, right? Now, the home buying process for couples, pretty basic. We have a lot of different trades here that represented, do all that kind of stuff. They make joint decisions. So I ask, before I get anyone in the car, I make the husband and wife or couples go in a corner and say, put down your top 10 priorities. I'm not getting you in my car and spending my time until I know you all had talked before you got to talk to me. I can't tell you how many times I sold homeowners who didn't want a pool with a pool. Who didn't want a two-story that wanted a one-story, vice versa, and all that kind of stuff. So to narrow it down to make sure I'm not wasting my time and valuable energy is that I make sure they have a checklist before they get in my car and say, this is what I want, this is what you want. And they go, oh, it's like marriage counseling, but it's fun, right? With some potentially tuning the more buying the dream home in a community, location upgrades, obviously, more time can be devoted. One person's too busy. How many times have you gone out and showed a property, you want to look at something, what? You actually make that much money? You've been saving this money and not telling me about it? Maintenance, upkeep, and logistics of mobility to travel has greater coverage with multiple people. Obviously, when you have, we like to say that the men do the work around the house, and the women go out and take care of the yard, possibly the yard, or take care of the cooking. Well, in my family, my husband cooks. I haven't cooked in 7 years, but I do know how to cook. But I do all the manual labor, and I do all the yard work. So, except I get too heavy sometimes. Dude, get over here and move my furniture. We're gonna move again. I move antiques all day long. But the idea is, then you also have the problem of how you pull the title between the two of you, how you give it. I mean, same thing when you're single, how you delineate where it goes and where it goes to. But the idea is that you have a lot easier doing it. Okay. But I want to show you a couple things. We already talked about the FHFA. Yes, I'm getting old, I'm getting blind. I'm about 3.5% down, and also there. But this is pretty cool. How many local and state government programs are available to low to moderate income buyers? 380 programs are in California. And we've only touched on what, 5, 6? 238, taxes 181. So where do you think where you would want to go, right? Defined housing assistance program, we talked about that already. We pretty nailed that one. The mortgage credit certificates, we talked about that. The IDAs, talked about that. Find your demographics, find out what's out there. So we already talked about all those, but it's really powerful getting in and talking. And I'm always a firm believer of never putting all my eggs in one basket. You want to diversify who you talk to, not to second guess them, so be very careful in this advice. The time you spend is very valuable. I usually speak about business ownership a lot. And when you talk about business ownership like the SBA, which is free, or NAWRB, they don't get paid until you produce. So make sure that if they give you homework, you do it. Make sure that if you're starting a business, you do it. And I have a real quick little story about this impact. Everyone know where Rwanda is? Program. And 3,000 people go through a women's school. And could you imagine that? You're not allowed to wear everything. You had to go underground to get to the school, all that kind of stuff. So this woman was the oldest. She was a child. She was 18 years old. She was a daughter. She was the oldest of 11 kids. 11. And she had a grandfather, 87 years old. Mom and dad passed away. Had no money, complete poverty. Couldn't feed it for to feed the kids. So she travels underground, finds out about school, goes through begs and begs and begs, and then the teacher says, there's no way I can take you, you can't afford to pay me, you can't be here, you can't do anything, I'll do anything, anything. She says, okay, I'll let you work for 4 hours a day, and I'll give you table scraps. And then you can attend the school, but you have to sit outside. And I'll feed you. Okay. Second day, she goes back to, make a long story short, she goes back to work. She comes in with a scarf. Woman goes up to her and says, where'd you get the scarf? I made. She says, my grandfather made you. She says, don't you dare come back unless you bring me your grandfather. Mind you, the grandfather's 87-year-old and he's blind. She grabs the loom, grabs her 87-year-old grandfather, and has to go back down the burrow. Imagine, I don't know how far it was to get to the school. So she's exhausted, beyond, you know, barely walk, gets into the thing. And the woman goes, there's no way. He's 87-year-old, he's blind, there's no way. So she takes off the loom, she takes off the yarn, she puts all the stuff, and she says, yeah, I can do it. So I'm butchering the story, but whatever. So anyway, so we go in, and she puts her grandfather next to the loom, puts his hand on it, feeds the yarn, he starts making the scarf. The reason I told you that is she's the 6th largest retailer of textiles in the world. She was completely, didn't have a job, thought process of feeding her family, she wasn't the mom of her siblings, there's no way. But it hadn't been for this woman to take the time to see the value of what her grandmother was doing, to teach others the craft of doing it. She's able to be this incredible lady. So why I bring this in is that I don't care how poor you are, I don't care where you come from, or your background, or your schooling. There are people out there that can see that site and can help you. And through the SBA and other different programs, there's programs out there. How many have been affected by the disasters or knew of someone between the fires, the floods? Obviously insurance would know. Puerto Rico, whatever. Do you know that the SBA will give you $40,000 if you're a renter? $200,000 if you're a homeowner, at no application fee, which will beat all of you, at no payments for a full year, at 1.75% interest. You can buy a car, you can buy a phone, you can buy a computer, you can buy whatever you want with that money. Didn't know that, did you? Now you see the ability to grow your income and not rely on other people, and that's this whole story of sanctuary. Despite earning less, women earn 80 cents for every dollar a man makes. Single women are outpacing single men in history. Did you know that this thing is called the pink tax? Where women pay higher money on all hygiene products and lifetime on medical expenses. I love it. Although women have lower incomes, their default mortgage on their mortgages is less. But women pay a higher interest rate. Gotta love it, right? That they also buy 10% less of homes. So according to the American Association of University Women, women carry more student debt. 2/3 of the 1.3 trillion outstanding student debt, which we just talked about, right, for the women's poverty. 44% of female undergrads take on debt in a year compared to 39% of male. And women take 2 years to pay it off. They said it obviously includes their jobs, take less lives outside their income, their field. So, serving women buyers, let's go into what makes them great. Diversity in workplace, these are diverse thoughts, solution plans, companies, you don't need to go through it. But obviously you see the impact that they're trying to say, all the fires and sexual harassment, everything out, it's all leading to, you have to have diverse thought. What does that mean? Everyone in this room, if you listen to everyone, you have diversity. If you always listen, there's no better way than you can break that down, right? According to Bloomberg, women make up 85% of all purchasing decisions and 91% of all buying. So why are we not advertising to women? This means that there are millions of client protection looking for you. If you're a woman and own your own business, I don't care if it's cleaning houses. I don't care if it's cutting someone's hair. Go to the SBA and get certified for free. A diverse workforce helps you serve the needs of diverse customers. Obviously, Aria's here. They've done a phenomenal job with that. If you're serving minorities, you can leverage a minority profession if you're working with women. They want to have a unique feeling and understanding how to buy a home. Companies who are not doing business with $130 billion of money, that's pounds, is lost for financial institutions who don't work with them. That's a proven statistic. That's a few dollars. Women are responsible buyers, more conservative approach to the financial. We pay more money in our interest, and yet we don't default as much, and we don't get the loan. Are you serious? Did you know that in 1988 that you could not get a business loan unless a man co-signed for you? Perception. How you can further capitalize on women's purchasing decisions. Market to women. Companies that consider women as capable consumers will appeal to women's buyers. Remember, represent your today in women. What do you think of that ad? I should relax. Now, when Kendall sent me a whole set, we couldn't display them, otherwise I would probably be arrested. The sexual overtone was so bad that one of our staff members was so thankful he didn't even live in that time because it was so bad. You didn't relax. Marketing content for picking women as merely mothers or wives is a thing of the past. Your business must adapt to change, diversify your representation. So NAWRB says 17%, which is the National Association of Realtors. You've heard 17%. We went to 7 single women. 49.8 single women were home buyers compared to 46.8. Single women have outpaced single men for 30 years in buying. You ever heard that?
No.
Y'all get to tell everyone about what we do. As women become more independent, earn higher wages, and participate more in the labor force, obviously we're going to get by to the best cities as far as the programs right now. They're buying the most homes. Obviously they're in the lower scale. They're not compared to Orange County. But that's why we brought some incredible programs here to help you offset. I mean, think about it. $2,700 versus $1,700 to $1,800 for mortgage payment. That's insane. So Cincinnati, Dallas, now you know why so many people from California move into Texas. It's crazy. Atlanta, Georgia. So building long-term wealth by managing businesses even from out of their homes and investing in real estate, obviously. And 2012 reveals that the percentage of women-owned business have increased from 7% to all-time, 2% for real estate leasing firms, and 3% for financing. Increase of women entrepreneurs affects housing development as more women are buying. So don't ever go up to a company and say and see the woman go, "Oh, can you tell me who's in charge?" It happened at NAWRB. I went up to the CEO of a major company, tens of thousands of employees, and she went and had lunch with me, and she said, "Desiree, you're not going to believe this." So the guy came up to me this morning at my booth and said he would like to talk to the person in charge. He's trying to sell her something. Them something. What do you think happened? Real estate investment is a great way to obviously have interesting business owners. Working out of your home is not a shame thing. I'll be honest, I thought, I don't want to do that. I could go there. I've done it. I swore off that that would never happen. But I've done it. I'm in an office now, but I've been in and out because I went through some hard times that I need to go. But it is what it is. We all go through it. Everyone has a story. What you don't know is my son out there will probably hate me for saying it. 5 years ago, he was diagnosed with acute leukemia. 5 days before that, my husband out there lost 70% of his blood. Both of them were in hospitals, same time dying. What you don't know is a week before that, someone absconded for the next 3 years, $550,000 from me. And I'm still standing here and I still have a bank account. And I'm taking on the banks for $50 million. So there's a piece of paper out there you want to go look at. It's how you hold your money, how you deal with banks. I won't go into it. Please take the paper and read it. If you have a story, I want to know about it. We want to know that. So, homeownership. Popular methods of investing, obviously flipping homes. According to 2017 Realtor Share Report, 15% of Americans currently invest in real estate. 2/3 of them, women believe that buying and repairing and inhabiting and giving love to a home is a good way to make money. And 72% of millennial women believe 18 and 34 think investing is a great source of income. So in conclusion, marketing to buzz the women in homeownership, make sure you're prepared to serve the women clients. Women homeownership isn't new. I think 3 decades is okay, right? It's been leading the way for 30 years. Leverage your female agents. Your presence as a woman-owned brokerage. How many of you own your own brokerage that are here? How many of you say you're a woman-owned business? Do you actually say it on your card? Or do you say broker-owner? Or do you say the word women-owned business?
Broker founder.
Doesn't work. Has to be women-owned business.
Women, okay.
Must be women-owned business to get recognized. $5,000 gift today. Do not say broker-owner. I don't care. The industry doesn't care. No one's going to give you any merit. It's got to say women, uppercase, hyphen, own, uppercase, business. No, women-owned business, not brokerage. They don't certify you as a brokerage. They certify you as a business. And if you're not certified,
Oh, you're talking about with the SBA.
yeah, but it doesn't matter. Okay, it doesn't matter if you're certified or not. Just say women-owned business. Okay. Also, women buyers want to work with women who understand their needs. So men in the room. I love men. I have 4 boys. Have 2 brothers. No girls. Hence, I have 3 girl puppies. I'm a little old to have girls anymore. Okay? Ain't happening. God didn't give me any girls. They would have too many clothes. I'll be honest. So, if you can understand that, you know, I'm just tired, I'm having sugar deficiency, I need that now, and when I say now, I mean now. When I want to talk to you, I'll talk to you. When I don't want to talk to you, I don't want to talk to you. Women have specific needs in time and place. And I don't care what nationality, I don't care how poor you are, how rich you are, how, you know, what's happening in your life. You've got to understand the woman is doing 500 different jobs, and what you see is not what's going inside of me, right? So, 17% are Hispanic, 10 are African American, 7 are Asian Pacific. About millennial homeowners, just want to go through this real quick. These are some articles we write. In NAWRB's website, you will see every article about redlining, which is where you get blown off in certain things, about articles we write every day. So please take the time. We're an incredible resource. Female buyers double, default less than no owner buyers. The default rate is 24.6 versus 25.4. Obviously, millennials for the jobs. This is just something interesting out there real quick. Single buyers particularly, 5.48 versus 5.41. It might be minuscule, but we take care of business. We're starting 1,100 businesses a day. Thank you very much. This is our website. Yes, Vanessa.
I have the magazine and the NAWRB report right there.
Oh, okay. So this is, thank you. So this is our magazine. It comes out 6 times a year. It is incredible. We do articles on the Department of Labor, the FHFA, anything that has to do with the government, we respond. So when they need questions and input and ideas, we're their champion in changing the way they think and do business. Our current initiative is to make sure that banks are held accountable for how they loan your money, how they hold your money. Do you realize that in the United States that there's no entity that revolves around how they hold your money? Every entity is about how they loan your money. And what I mean by that is that if you put your money into a bank, I don't care if it's $5 or $50 million, that contract is with you and that particular entity. And if they steal your money, between you and them. The CFPB, the FDIC, and every other government regulation out here in the state of California, so the California Business Oversight, has 0 oversight and can do anything for you. Those are the things that we're working on. It's changing for you. Those have nothing to do with gender equality, but that's the impact. The other thing we're working for is to make sure that you have a seat at the table, to make sure that you have your voice heard, and if you're a woman-owned business, that no matter what you do as a woman, that you have the right to talk, be there, and be present. All I care is that I have the same playing rules that as everyone else does. Okay? So this is our magazine. Like I said, it comes out 6 times a year. You're welcome to be part of it. If you're a broker, a realtor, lender, contractor, attorney, CPA, insurance, you can get involved. This is all online. Kendall's the creator back there, as I said earlier. And then also, we have the very first Women in Housing Ecosystem Report. This is actually from All Resources. So our goal is by first quarter of next year, hopefully by the end of December, to completely update this to where we have the resources that are talking about the different programs that are out there to help women. Okay? Right now this covers, it's 40 pages long, 30 resources about statistics about owning your own company, being an entrepreneur, being a business owner, to being women's homeownership and women's poverty. So it has statistics for all different levels, management levels, impact, technology, and other different resources. But the cool thing about this is by growing this, guess what we could do as women to have, like, already has a publication, several other companies out there have their publications regarding homeownership. This is not just about homeownership. This is about the entire ecosystem from being an owner down to poverty, because we all go through cycles of life. And whether we're single mothers, or anything else bad. So, the beautiful art, like I said, I can't say enough about how great Kendall is about creating art for us. And she has a vision to create what I say, and she just takes it off and runs. So,